I'm gonna double it up. Oh. Hello. Is that what I sound like? Shit, I'm sorry.
You can hear me? Yeah? Hello? No? No?
Only mine works, guys. I have the lucky microphone. Welcome. We can just hand it around. It's because I'm wearing the head. I got the combo. That's why.
You got the combo?
I got the sweet combo, the headset, the microphone.
No? Can you hear me? No? No? There we go. Well, I'm my own press conference. I did not have sex with that woman.
All right, tell him I have microphone 6.
Okay.
I have microphone 6.
Here, come on in. Come on in.
Which
Here we
microphone
go.
do you have?
Oh, does that work?
All right,
Wait, this is, okay.
there you go.
Excellent.
Okay.
This one doesn't. Oh, this one works too. We're good.
Adam Savage, everybody!
Microphone myth busted.
Kind of a hero to us. Like honestly, in the nerd culture, you're one of those guys that we look up to. And I just want to say right out of the gate, I got the chance to interview you last year, and you said something about teaching your son, and you said all you need to know is kindness, and that totally like resonated with me ever since. And I think that's probably the reason why that you're one of our people.
Well, it's a rough time.
Yeah, right?
And I don't even care what side of the political spectrum you fall on. It's
Yeah.
going to be rough for everybody. And one thing I think most humans should agree on is that we need a little more kindness.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it flows freely. It flows freely here at these kind of conventions.
Kill
here.
him with kindness, man.
Well, I love that we can, I mean, this is what I love is the mashup of cons. I love the cosplays, but I love we got a female Bucky over here. So more power to you. This is like everybody's freak flag is flying. And
Oh.
that's the best thing in the world.
100%. I could not agree more.
I'm walking around with a bone and no one's looking at me twice.
Tell us, why do you have a bone?
This is a Neanderthal femur. I bought it and it arrived just before I left for New York, and I thought, you know what, this is so cool. It's not a real Neanderthal femur. It's a replica from one of my favorite online stores, Bone Clones.
Did you make that up?
No. No.
I swear
And
to God, it sounds
it's
made
not
up.
Slashfic either. I thought that would get a bigger laugh.
It's like it's a Star Wars slash flick. The Bone Clones.
And then the sequel is The Clone Bones.
Attack of the Bone Clones.
Attack. Yeah. So you got that?
So, yeah, it's just an object that I found compelling, and because it arrived just before I left for New York, I decided to throw it in my suitcase. And the TSA, somehow they didn't mind.
We're in safe hands.
They're like, what is that? I'm like, it's a Neanderthal femur. Next silly question.
What? You don't have one? Yeah. You have 2 of them, in fact. Maybe not the same size or.
I don't know,
density.
maybe there's some Neanderthal in yours.
Yeah. But you have actually, you're doing something kind of exciting. Tell us about Brain Candy. Brain Candy Live, yeah.
Brain Candy is a touring show that I built with the amazing Michael Stevens from Vsauce.
Yeah.
Like, can I just point out, this is something that's amazing. Being friends with and hanging out with Michael Stevens is exactly what you think it is. It's precisely, like all he is a font of randomly weird information. And he's gone deeper into it than you ever thought to go. And somehow he does it all. He exhibits all this information without ever mansplaining. And as a recovering mansplainer, I take courage from that. So anyway, we built a show that is a 2-hour science show, and it's the best way to think about it is like a TED Talk meets, or what if your science teacher in high school had a Las Vegas budget?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
That's what we have built, a 2-hour science class based on the idea of whenever you learn something that it makes your world a little bigger, that makes you go, that feeling, that pleasure, that's Brain Candy. So we are starting on November 14th, a 24-city tour around the country. We're doing another 35 cities in the spring. We're doing Australia in January. We love this show, and I can't wait to get back out on the road. We did 50 cities this spring, 2017.
That's amazing and fantastic. It reminds me of like, this microphone was a little bit better. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure all of us out there had a high school teacher that they were like, at least one that was like, that really turned on a light in my head. You know, it made me look at things like the entire world a little differently, and I like
I
that.
had my freshman high school science teacher, Dan Frere, at Sleepy Hollow High School, 25 miles north of here, where I grew up. Nobody's from Sleepy Hollow, okay. Dan Frere said to us that the best way to think about a glacier was that it was a river on Quaaludes. And that is the best definition of a glacier. That is putting a glacier into a story that I understand, and that's what a science teacher should be doing.
Absolutely. It's like, they should take a lesson from like science fiction shows who have a way of explaining things, technobabble things, but saying like, it's like putting too much air into a balloon. You know?
I love that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to put it into a story. Too often, science is taught to us and our kids as a set of facts to remember by Friday and then to forget for the rest of your life.
Right.
But if you put them into a story, you will understand them. Look at Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is surreptitiously teaching science to a generation.
Subversively, they're just sliding in nuggets of goodness in between, you know, fart jokes sometimes.
That's what we were doing, except you replace fart jokes with explosions.
Explosions, though, right?
Just a different kind of explosion.
Tell me about, now, try a different mic, dude. That mic is stupid.
This one doesn't work?
Yeah.
This one works?
That one
Can
works.
you hear me now? Okay, good.
There you go.
I was going to talk really loudly and project my voice.
Perfect. Tell us about the armor that you made.
Okay, so we've got a series that's just about to go up on Verve with Tested.com called Adam Savage's King Arthur Armor Build. If you haven't seen it, the greatest King Arthur movie ever made is John Borman's 1982 movie Excalibur.
Excalibur. Uther.
It's, don't get me wrong, it's cheesy, it's weird. You're gonna be like 10 minutes into it and you're gonna be like, really? Stick with it.
Yeah.
Because an hour in, it's gonna have won you completely over. And the armor for that movie, 105 suits of really beautiful armor, was designed by master armorer Terry English, who lives and works in Cornwall, England. And in June of this year, the Tested crew and I flew to Cornwall, and for 8 days, Terry took me under his wing as an apprentice and taught me the rudiments of armor making while we made me an exact replica of King Arthur's armor from Excalibur. This is a bucket list. When I was 15, I wore a suit of armor to high school and passed out of heat exhaustion.
He showed me a picture of his cardboard armor that he made.
That was the first armor.
Yeah.
The next year, I made aluminum armor, and that's what I passed out in. So this is
Yeah,
like
aluminum doesn't breathe.
yeah, I know, and it's not slimming.
Yeah.
Holes in it quick.
Yeah, we don't have transparent aluminum like, you know, in Star Trek. But no, guys, I just want to let you guys know this. Sitting next to him and watching his face light up, just like I am doing with him talking about armor, man, that's why you're one of our heroes, I gotta say. You live a wonderful life.
Thank you. All I want to do with it is encourage other people to let their freak flag fly, be kind to each other, and try shit that they want to learn.
Absolutely, man.
Right?
That's what it's all about.
So, okay, one more time, where can we see it? Because I missed it. Where can we see that armor?
The armor build will be, it's a Tested premium membership video series. So on Tested.com and on Verve.com also. I think it's 8 parts. Yeah, we were there forever. It was amazing.
It's a VRV, right?
VRV, yes.
Yeah,
and
okay,
that
okay.
is Adam Savage's King Arthur armor build. Oh my God, this armor now sits in my living room, but I'm still putting it on like every other week.
Well, I saw pictures of it, man. It's this polish. It looks like, is it made of what actual armor would be made of?
No, it has nothing
Okay.
to do with real armor.
Okay, it's
made of
costume armor,
aluminum.
all right.
So the whole thing weighs
from arrows.
14 pounds. But understand that to make Excalibur, Terry English and his team of like 5 people made 105 suits of armor in 90 days.
Jeez.
I get tired just thinking about that.
Well, and you hear stories about like the orcish armor from like the Lord of the Rings movies and stuff like that, like how long and how many people had to do that.
So you want to know how important Excalibur is? I'm belly aching on about Excalibur, but that is the movie that inspired Peter Jackson and Richard Taylor to make the Lord of the Rings films.
Yeah.
Like that was their earliest inspiration. They're exactly my age or like a year older, and so like we all got into Excalibur at the same time.
And that like it was my first movie that I watched like as a child that made me feel like an adult. You know, I
Well,
watched it and I was like,
Some pretty adult stuff in there.
it is though, but it deals with
There's
like
a full sex scene where Gabriel Byrne is having sex wearing a complete suit of armor.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess it's
very
not complete.
very uncomfortable, I would imagine.
That's a lot of protection.
But that, I mean, I came off of watching Disney's Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
With Excalibur in it, and I was like, oh, Excalibur, this is gonna be great. And I was just like, I am now an adult. I have seen this movie. But before we go, we gotta wrap up. But before we go, how was your cosplay today?
I walked the floor this morning as Chewbacca. Obviously I have a cosplay habit, but it turns out that within cosplay, I have a Chewbacca habit.
You do,
I can't
yeah.
stop wearing my Chewbacca costume. Today, what we did that was different was Norm Chan from Tested cosplayed for the first time, and he was a First Order Stormtrooper leading me around in a pair of Imperial cuffs. And we spent about an hour on the floor this morning. And I just love watching someone else take off the helmet, be sweating balls, and pure joy on their face.
Oh my God, man, that is such a joy to hear, dude. And I saw the picture, one of the pictures of you guys. It looked almost romantic. It did.
Yeah, from certain angles, it's either like he's got me in custody or we're on a date.
Yeah. But there again,
It's a big universe.
with handcuffs, let your freak flag fly. We gotta go. Thank you, Adam Savage, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you once again for being one of our heroes and being a good ambassador for our culture.
Thank you. And if your cameraman could, you should get a shot of the creepiest Jamie Heineman in the front row here.
Dude, I wish the cameras
There you
were
go.
all
Look
the
at
way
this.
back. There you go. Right down there.
Yeah,
Like, it's uncanny how good he looks.
you overestimate my desire to see
Yeah.
Jamie.
Crazy. All right, don't
Thank
go
you,
away.
guys.
We got lots more stuff coming to you. Stick around.